Okay. And the second situation was I got to hear my first, like, I never would have thought I would have wanted to hear mariachi music, before I went there. And the live mariachi music is beautiful. I really decided I liked it then. But the pool there was this large, I guess, like, I don't know what you call it, or lounging area by the pool. And one day, like probably within the second or third day, my mother and we go down to the pool because I probably pushed her into coming to the pool because she wanted to stay in the hotel room and read her book. So we go down to the pool. Well, she said for me to go and that she would meet me in a couple minutes. So I go down and I see Helen and my Aunt Gloria and her sister Barbara, and they're talking to this other woman who I thought just came with them. And I come and I'm just kind of by. They introduced me to the woman, and I've pretty much always been a pretty good judge of people who are special or a little touched. And her crazy meter, her crazy kind of set off my meter, like, okay, that's somebody we need to watch. But anyway, after talking and listening to them, she seemed at least okay. A little different, but okay. She was, my Aunt Gloria and her sister were biracial, and this woman was biracial. That's why I kind of thought she came with them, but apparently she didn't. She was on a trip to Mexico. She was riding across, I think she started in California on her motorcycle and took a tour into Mexico. So she was telling us that, she'd seen these beautiful things, and there's these natural carved, almost like bathtubs in the sides of mountains from waterfalls in the mountains that she had seen. And she's like, oh, they're beautiful. And I was, really mesmerized by everything that she was saying. So she said, if you want to see them, I can take you. And my mother had gotten there around this point, and she was just looking, and she was trying to be a part of the conversation. If anybody wonders where my antisocial behavior kind of comes from, I think I get it from my mama. But she was playing along with everybody, and so we're listening and all of that. And the woman said that she would take me on her motorcycle to see some of these things that she made sound so interesting. And my mother, she was like, okay. But my mother was very protective of her children. So I think I probably begged her, oh, let me go. And she was probably looking like, don't make me beat this bitch up. But, but she said, yeah. So the lady told me that, she would get to the hotel early the next day and we would go and see these things. So she came. My mother's like, you be careful, and as soon as you get back, you come right here and find me. Let me know that you're back, because we were supposed to be gone for like 3-4 hours. And so I was like, okay, I couldn't wait to go. I was excited. So I get on the woman's bike, and we're riding all over, and we see all these amazing things. And she really did take me up in this this area where it looked like they were in the middle of a little bit of a drought because the riverbed was dry. And at some point, we were walking around looking at all this area that she took us to, and we heard this thunder, like if you've seen Jurassic Park and they show the glass of water when the dinosaur is coming in, it's like all these little tremors. So I heard the tremors, she heard the tremors, and we're both like, okay, what is that? And across this dried riverbed, we hear boom, 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 and through the brush, this bull, a buffalo, with these huge horns just kind of stuck his head through. And the only thing that stopped him from being able to get us, I don't know if he was trying to kill us or not, but he was huge. And of course we thought he might try to kill us. The dry riverbed stopped him. He looked at us, snorted, and ran back off. That was exciting. And then she took me further in, and I saw all these natural waterfalls that had carved all of these like little divots in the water in the side of the little hill that they were on. And she said that the people had told her that they used those as bathtubs because it's constantly filled with fresh water. It was beautiful. And at one point there was this little trickle of a river, but if you look where it came from, it was on top of this huge hill with a waterfall coming down, and then right on the side of the waterfall, I think it was supposedly a restaurant built inside of a natural water carved piece of rock. It was really beautiful. So at some point we are riding around and, trying to make conversation. I wasn't the most social kid in the world, but I tried. And I probably asked her, well, what made you decide to do this motorcycle track? And she said it like it was nothing. Oh, I just got out of jail, out of prison. And was and still am, I still am a huge nerd. So, I was like, it shook me. I'm like, oh, okay, why am I with? And I was like, well, what did you go to jail for? And she said, oh, I killed my husband. I blew his head off with a .357 Magnum. And just kept on driving like she said, boo. So I'm a little nervous, a little tense at this point. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so we are on the bike and she tries to go up this little incline and she couldn't quite do it. And the bike fell off to the side. So we had to get off the bike. It fell slow enough to where I could just jump off before it actually fell over, but she fell with it and it didn't hurt her. But she may have burnt her leg a little bit, but she was okay. And so she's like, okay, well, help me pull this up. And the wheel had gotten caught in some shrubbery. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess we got to pull this out. Well, she reaches over and pulls out a machete that was at least 2 feet long. And all I could think was, oh, wow, she's about to machete the hell out of me and I'm going to be dead. But in that same breath, I'm like, I'm going to kick this woman all up in her gut, have her roll down. I don't know how to ride a motorcycle, but everybody's going to know that she kidnapped me because I'm about to get loud up in here. Got to keep an eye on her. But she chopped the weeds away from the wheel. We got on and we saw some other things, but at this point, it was hard for me to concentrate on the beauty of the stuff we saw because I was like, this is the killer. And I got to be on guard for the killer in case I have to kill the killer. And so we came back, and on the way back, there was this long, thin road, and then you could see the hotel at the end of it. And we're coming down the road, and I see a little brown face in one of the openings, and it's my mother, and she spots me, and she starts screaming, like, today! And I'm waving like, I see you, we almost there. And when I get off, so I get off the bike, tell the lady thanks, run into the hotel. My mother is beside herself. She's like, they told me that bitch was a killer. That she got out of the prison and she's up here and they didn't tell me that shit before I let you go. They could have had my baby killed. They don't understand the problem that they were about to have on their hands when they realized they let my mama's baby, me, go with the killer. So that was hilariously funny for me. Okay, and the last big story from Mexico. Was that the last one? I feel like there were 3. Mariachi, Mountain, Mama Fallen. That might be it. So, okay. When I tell these stories, if I tell any more, I'm going to try to put some pictures, use some pictures to like illustrate some of the places that I've been. But this was when I was 16 and my mother was not good at keeping stuff. So we took lots of pictures, but she lost those pictures before I probably got out of the service. So that was a long time ago. So I don't have any pictures to show about Mexico. But and some of the other ones, what am I going to talk about next? Where was the next place I went? Mexico. And after that, I joined the service and I lived for a year in Okinawa, Japan. So I got to dig through some crates, find some pictures, and then I'll talk about my trip, my living in Japan for a year, which, as I think about it, it's not a real exciting story, but I'll talk about it. All right, this is Carter's Way. The food is smelling really good. I'm about to have the sandwich, and I'll see you next time. Bye.